All right, quarantine continues, so these videos must continue too, and including this glorious mustache will have to continue. I was shaping it up the other day, and I'm kind of happy with it right now. It's looking pretty good. So we are in chapter 10 of Matthew, and we're looking at verses 26 through the end of chapter 10. So that's gonna be verse 42. So we're going to knock out chapter 10 in 2 days. And I want you to see three things we're going to be seeing in this chapter and in this section. Is the first thing is we need to have a right fear of sin, death, and Satan. That we need to have a right fear of them in the sense of that these are real things. That not only are they real, but they are the most real things to us. Is that they continue to tempt us away from Jesus and away from God and to ourselves and to this world and to our own desires and pleasures. Instead, our fear should be a right fear, not an overwhelming fear, but a right fear that we fear God first and foremost, and that we do not follow after anything that sin or this world has to offer. And so we need to have a right fear. And so what does that mean? Does that mean that we act like our friends who maybe aren't Christians and aren't following after Jesus? Or even if they claim to be Christians, but they're not following after Jesus, are we going to be like them? Or are we going to be, are we going to love Jesus, follow him, and make him known? That's a hard question to ask. Are you going to do that? And so that's what we're going to see a little bit in this passage. We're also going to be seeing the greatest love we are to have. I can't even read my own handwriting. The greatest love that we are to have as believers is found in Christ alone. That how we are to love others is the same way that Jesus loved us. That we are to lay our life down for others. Does that mean that we build up our lives and we're famous and we have a ton of money, and when somebody asks for help, we're like, that's weird, why would you ask me for help? Make it your own way. No, we love and we care and we do whatever it takes to care for our brothers, our sisters, our friends, our family members, our parents, people we don't know at times, our neighbors who are next door to us. Are we just to ignore them because we are supposed to just isolate ourselves? Yeah, no. Yes, during this quarantine, we're supposed to isolate ourselves, but as Christians, we're to love and do whatever it takes to make sure that they know that they're sinners and that they need Jesus. And so we do that through our words and telling them, but even more so through our actions and how we live. We have to do it in tandem. We have to share the gospel and we have to live the gospel out. And so we need to love. And the last thing we need to see here is that there is a difficult cost to following Jesus. Now, we've seen that already, but I kind of want to turn it in a different direction. Is that there are rewards, in a sense, to following Jesus, and there is also punishments if we reject him. And so, as we think about this life, what are the rewards that we think? Is it worth it to ignore Jesus and to disregard him and to live our lives our own way? Is it worth it? That's a hard question. I would say no. Jesus is more worth it than anything, and we need to follow him no matter what. And the rewards that he brings are 10 times better than anything we could ever imagine, infinity times better than we could ever imagine. And so, as you read this section, as we finish out chapter 10, just be reminded of the gospel and how we need to be living it out, how we need to be loving others, and how we don't need to fear anything besides our God, truly fear him. And that means we obey him, we love him, and we make him known. So go, and we'll catch you tomorrow on our next video.